YouTube, what's going on, you guys? You guys already know what it is. You guys know what it does. It is Woods, and I'm back at it again with another haircut tutorial for you guys. And in this haircut tutorial, we will be doing a shadow fade with a high taper. So we're going ahead and jumping straight into this haircut. So when it comes to locks or any other style, you want to make sure that you're combing everything that you are going to be cutting and everything you're not, just so you're ensuring that you're not nipping any of those locks. But right here, guys, I have my one guard and it's all the way closed, and we're going with the grain, ensuring that everything is nice, even, and laid. Alright, you guys, now we're going ahead jumping straight into this line. First, we got to go ahead and prep the line with some hairspray, and now we're going ahead drying everything in, making sure everything is nice and completely dry. Right here, I'm going in with my liners, and I'm pushing all the way up since he does have a cowlick right in only the middle part. I go ahead, push my liners all the way up until I starting to see everything is getting lined up. Then I go ahead, work my way to his highest side, and then go ahead and match the other side to the side we had already did. Now we're jumping straight into the vertical bars. I'm using my push method to see when the hairs are starting to darken up and get lined up. Once you see it, now you can actually chomp at the line now that you know where it's at. Now we're going ahead hopping straight into this neckline. I start with the around the ears, using the edge of my liners, then working my way to the darkest part of his nape and connecting the dots. Alright, you guys, now that we have everything lined up, I'm going ahead jumping straight into this fade. And basically the reason why I like lining everything up first is just because I want to see everything that I'm fading into. I want to see the finished product and what everything is going to look like while I'm working on it. But right here, we're setting in our first guideline for our shadow fade. I have my zero guard on my Andis Masters and my levers all the way closed, and I'm setting in the guideline like how I would for a high drop fade. If you guys are going to be doing a low taper on a shadow fade, I recommend lighting it up using the first guideline, kind of like a mid fade, just so you're kind of keeping that darkness where you need it, so your lines are still sharp when you're lining everything up. But since we're fading out his C cups, that's why I decided to go ahead and set it in like the high drop fade. But now that I go ahead and set in that guideline, I like to go ahead and see the baldness from the guideline for my taper area. The reason why I'm setting it in is because sometimes this baldness can also help you keep track of where you are in this shadow fade, because again, it is easy to get lost in it. But after I go ahead and set in that first ball, the first guideline, not the first ball guideline, it's time to go ahead and open that lever and set in your second guideline. And again, you're almost the lever work is almost like how you would if it was a ball fade. The only difference is now you have a guard on it. It's the smallest guard that you have on it. So after I go all the way open and set in my guideline about a ½ an inch to about an inch, you can go ahead and slowly close that lever, basically working your way down, cleaning up the things that you had already went over, making sure that there's no dark areas. Now I have my one guard all the way open, and again, this is going to be the last guard I'm using, taking it all the way up to where that part line is, ensuring that you're not cutting and nipping any of those locks. And then we're gonna go ahead and slowly close that lever like how I am right now. I'm halfway, and again, you're just going right under what you had already did with the lever open, and it's like you're slowly closing and working your way backwards. But guys, this is the other side. I'm gonna go ahead and allow you guys to just sit and watch. Alright you guys, so when it comes to connecting the back, it's pretty much the same steps as the side. It's just you're having to spread out your guidelines a little bit longer. What that basically means is using your smaller guides a little bit higher up in the fade, just because the back is the most dense part of the head. But guys, like I said, as long as everything is matching up with the sides, that's all that matters, because again, the back is more of an illusion. Alright you guys, so even though the shadow fade is done, the haircut is not finished. So we're going ahead and we're closing that lever, no guard, and we're going up about a ½ an inch. Really just raising that line. We're flicking a little bit, but not really too worried about it. Right here I just nudged the notch one time, you go up about another ½ an inch, and so on and so on and so on until you basically are all the way open. The reason why I decided to blend out my taper in the back like this, again, it is the most dense part of the head, and this is the easiest way to get a gradual transition, because again, we're only fading out to a one guard close. So again, pretty much the biggest guard we're going to use for this taper is my half guard. So after we work our way all the way open, you literally just slap that half guard on, close that lever, flick out, and a lot of times it will be complete. Alright you guys, so when it comes to blending in this high taper, we're going to go ahead, open that lever all the way, no guard, go up about a ½ an inch. Now I have my one guard all the way closed. And the reason why it's all the way closed and we're just going to flick at that line right now is because again, the highest guard we use on the shadow fade is the one guard all the way open. So there is no need really to go ahead and go and open the lever if that's something we've already done. It's just going to be a waste of time. But right here guys, we're blending out that bottom line, starting all the way closed, nudging at that line, open that lever halfway, go ahead and flick at that line. And guys, I really just opened that lever just to do some corner detail work right here, but pretty much just slap on that half guard, close that lever all the way, and take that line all the way out, making sure it's fully blended. But when it comes to the other side guys, I'm just going to go ahead, let you guys sit back and watch. You know we gotta go ahead and throw the razor on my guy, even though he is getting enhancements. Even if he gets enhancements, I just want to make sure that this haircut is all the way as tight as it can be. So I go ahead, use that razor, take a step back at the haircut, making sure everything is to my liking, and then I go ahead and throw the enhancements on right here. When it comes to my enhancements, go ahead, lay that card right on the line that you had already created. Don't try to make any lines when it comes to the enhancements. That's when the enhancements start to look bad, but pretty much just enhancing the job that's already done. So I did do the barber magic pencil on this client. I don't have a lot of clients that get it, so I'm glad I do have him so I can show off how I go ahead and do the barber magic pencil. But when it comes to going ahead and doing it, I like to use the edge of the pencil, getting as close to that line as possible, tracing it as consistent as you can, just so the enhancement comes out all even. After you guys went ahead and traced the line, go ahead and use your liners and go ahead and trace over what you've already done, kind of blending in the pencil to the line a little bit better. Alright you guys, so after you go ahead and blend everything in with your liners, go ahead and use the razor to remove any excess of the pencil. But right here I have my shaver and I'm basically just cleaning everything up, trying to get everything as bald as possible. Guys, this is the end of the haircut, man. You guys see how my guy came in looking, man. He's over here biting his lip, man. He's uncertain about life right now, man. He don't even know what's about to happen. But then we go ahead and bless him in the chair, guys. You guys see how this haircut came out, guys. If you guys liked it, don't forget to go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, like the video if you like the video. Because why don't you like the video if you like the video? But go ahead, drop a comment down below. Love to hear what you guys have to say and down in the comments below. But guys, this is Woods, and I'm out.